What is going on, everybody? Today we are going to be talking a little bit about what you can realistically expect from your hair system in the morning. And this video is actually sponsored by LeVivid Hair. Make sure you use my code Jake15 if you want a deal on a LeVivid hair system. You can order any stock system and get 15% off, or even multiple ones. Guys, this topic is important because I think a lot of us perhaps freak out when we think about what's going to happen when we wake up with a hair system, especially if you're newer to wearing a hair system. You don't know what to expect. Is it going to fall off? Is it going to crinkle up? Is it going to be something that's perceptible to other people? You know, there's a lot of fear and insecurity about it, right? So is this something that you can get up and go with? Is this something that other people are going to know about? Can you actually get a little bit wild in the morning if your significant other, or you know, one night stand if you're into that sort of thing? We're going to be covering all of that kind of stuff inside of this video. But in order to let you know, I actually just woke up. I intentionally didn't film this until 5:30 in the morning right now because I wanted to show you an honest depiction of what it looks like, what I look like when I first wake up. This right here has not been combed. I haven't touched it at all. I'll show you kind of like what it looks like all the way around. Okay, so I haven't touched it, I haven't combed it, I haven't brushed it, I haven't done anything like that. What's gonna happen when you're sleeping on a bed, right? Your hair is going to come in contact with a pillowcase or the bed itself, but most likely a pillow. And depending on how you sleep, it's either gonna have contact or not have contact with your pillow. If you sleep on your stomach, and chances are you're not gonna actually have any contact with your hair system with a pillow, so great. Your hair is going to look amazing in the morning. If you sleep on your side or back, your hair system is going to take a little bit of a beating, so to speak, throughout the night. If you sleep on your side, of course, you're probably going to get some floofiness up here, right? What's going to happen is that the hair system is actually going to kind of bunch up a little bit, not the actual base, but the hair is going to kind of compress and move up. And you're gonna get a little bit of extra height in the morning, and it might look like the lines of your hair just don't look right. That can generally be solved by just a simple comb. Shouldn't require too much of anything, just besides putting it back in place with a comb. You might have to wet your hair a little bit to get it to relax a little bit, but no severe problems there. Now, if you sleep on your back and you have the back of your system on your pillow, this right here can cause the same exact effect and cause it to kind of bunch up a little bit, kind of floof up, kind of like what I'm showing you right now. But on top of that, what the back suffers from is a little bit more of a matting effect. What is matting? It's when the hair actually kind of clumps together and it bunches together, and it can form actually knots and things like this. So that's why it's really important that you do not go to bed and sleep on your hair system when it is damp or wet. So if you just got out of the shower and you wet your hair, you do not want to be sleeping on a pillow or bed with wet hair. This can actually kill the lifespan of your hair system significantly. This is not something that you want to do whatsoever. Please avoid it at all costs. Now let's talk a little bit for a second about the bond, right? Does the bond hold up while you're sleeping? Does it move around? Will it ever fall off? The quick answer, no. You are never going to experience a hair system completely falling off when you are sleeping. If you do, you might be possessed by a demon or something else that is grabbing your hair and pulling it off. You should have no situation where you ever feel like your hair system is about to come off. However, I can tell you this, after a couple of weeks, keep in mind that I sweat and exercise a lot every single day, so it shortens the lifespan of my bond times. After a couple weeks, if I let it go, there will sometimes be a little bit of play in the back and sides of my hair system. And what it can feel like in the morning is it feels as if it is really, really bunched up and that there is like an inch or two of scalp exposed. That's not actually the case. Generally speaking, if your system has moved or bunched up through the night because your bond is a little bit weaker and it's scrunched up, what will happen is it'll start to wrinkle a little bit through the center of your hair system. And generally, you're only going to have about maybe 1/8 of an inch of your hair system that has kind of receded off of where the lines that you want to sit off of. So if you have anything longer than, very, very, very short hair, which most of us are not using for our hair system, you're gonna be fine. It's gonna be covered up. If you have extremely short hair on your sides and short hair up above, or it's all spiked up or something like that, where your part between your hair system and your hair naturally is exposed, that is something you may want to consider and be prepared for. Personally, I don't think that those are great choices for hairstyles, but if you choose to go with one, you're gonna have to consider some of those things. I would put on your bond more often. I would reinstall your hair system more often. If I was wearing a short hairstyle like that. So the answer is it require any extra work in the morning? Can you get up and go with the hair system? Well, guys, I basically did this morning. Does my hair look the absolute best right now? Is it super neat and clean and like polished? No, but on most mornings you're gonna be able to get out of your bed and just go about your business, brush your hair if you want it to look neat, and you're gonna be fine. If you're sleeping next to someone, or if you get into a entanglement or something like that in the middle of the night with somebody else, right? Like you spend the night with somebody, chances are you're gonna be fine, right? Like they're not gonna know any different than what they thought before if you haven't told them that you're wearing a hair system. It's not something that in the morning when you wake up you ever have to feel about it coming off of you, or two, that for some reason it's going to appear more so like a hair system. It's just not how it works. It's something that as long as you have some bond duration left to it, it's gonna stay on you. I've stretched it many weeks, and it got once really scrunched up, but that's because I went like 4 weeks with it and I didn't have a reinstall, and those were in the early days of wearing a hair system. But as of now, I never have this problem ever. So, worst case scenario is it scrunches up a little bit and you get maybe 1/8 of an inch of your scalp exposed, but that's covered up with most people's hairstyles. So it's not something you ever have to really worry about. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this. I hope, it answers some questions. If you got any other questions, leave it below in the comments below. If you're wearing a hair system and you want to do an interview with me, please, I would love to have you on the channel. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell below. And thank you to LeVivid for sponsoring this video. We will see you all soon.